Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Power Spark Bumblebee from the Transformers Cyberworld line, Energon Surge. So I guess for Wave 2 or Season 2, whatever we're calling this, of Cyberworld, we are just throwing a ton of translucent blue plastic at everything and calling it Energon Surge. So it's exciting, I guess. I don't know if at some point in the show Bumblebee will grow to this size. I'm not really sure. Like all the characters we've had so far, like Scorponok, Grimlock, they've all been separate characters that it kind of makes sense for them to be bigger. We've seen Bumblebee already twice in the normal size compared to the other characters, but who knows? Maybe he takes some kind of crazy Energon thing that makes him grow super large. We'll see what happens. I don't know. But you can see some cool artwork here on the front, robot mode. The vehicle mode, in my opinion, leaves a little bit to be desired. But we'll get there. I just think this looks fun. Now, to be fair, I got this at Walmart and it was, I think, $50, which does seem like a lot. And, if the past is any indicator, I've also seen Scorponok for $20 on clearance at Walmart. So maybe wait. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I like how the art wraps around the side of the box. He turns into like a Bumblebee car, and I say that to mean he's actually got bee parts. You can see the mask and the wings here on the side. So we take a look on the back. He's very large. He's got these like Bumblebee wings that he can use as like a melee weapon. He's got this like stinger piece. You could put them together to make like an actual little bee. He's got like a bug mask, I guess. Maybe the head turns or they're separate pieces. I'm not sure about that yet. You can place a smaller figure inside his chest. There's going to be lights and sounds, so we'll check that out. And then also they can ride inside in the vehicle mode when he transforms into a car. Now, I'm pretty sure you can have like a normal car mode, and then you can add the B parts on to also be like the B car mode. So we'll check it out. We'll see how that goes. Could be fun. Also, I'm excited about everything down here. So if we zoom in, we actually have some new characters. Hound looks pretty cool. This Optimus is just, I think, the original one with some translucent blue plastic. I think a lot of the molds from Wave 1 are going to be back, but now with translucent blue parts. But here looks to be a new Megatron. He's like a drill tank. And then, of course, my favorite here is Soundwave the Kraken. That one's going to be amazing. I think there's also a Scourge pirate ship. I mean, it's just going off the rails, but in the best possible way. So I'm excited about it. I'm going to go ahead, get Bumblebee out of the box here, and we'll take a closer look. All right, so here is Power Spark Bumblebee out of the box with everything that is included, which is mostly just his little bee friend. But yeah, first impressions, I kind of like it a lot more than I thought I would. I mean, I have to say the whole theme of the Cyberworld line is like big, dumb toys that are just a ton of fun, and that's what this is. But let's get into it. So right off the bat, we'll put the little bee friend off to the side for a moment. We can focus on Bumblebee here. First off, I love the head sculpt. I think the eyes are beautiful. Nice big blue eyes, nice silver painted face, just really all around nicely painted head. And it's summertime, so we also have Suns Out, Guns Out. Too cool for school Bumblebee with his shades there. I don't really know what the point of this is, but he's got these purple sunglasses, which are nicely painted. Nice silver paint on this face as well. And you can just kind of freely spin the head around as you like, whichever head you want to go with. You can see the very large hollow chest chamber here. That is, of course, so other figures can ride inside. We'll get to that in a minute. Got a really nice Autobot symbol painted on the chest there. Unfortunately, the legs are pretty static. This piece is going to bend at the knee, so I guess technically you have a dual knee bend if you want it, but nothing else moves, and I think that's because of the electronics and everything. You can see the speaker is over here on the side of his leg. But the arms have a swivel for the shoulder, a hinge for the shoulder, elbow joints, a swivel right below the elbow joint. I mean, that's way more articulation than I was expecting. Plus, technically, you have the head swivel because that can move around. So, like, everything above the waist has pretty much all the articulation you'd want from a basic Transformer like this. It's just that the legs have really no articulation. And that's, again, because of the functionality of the electronics, which we'll get into in a moment. But I'm okay with it. I mean, I wish there was a way you didn't just see the other head on the back. But you can see you've got this little piece. You have to connect this out of the box, but it pops on very easily. Nicely painted. So you can see the window there is nicely painted. This is the battery compartment. If you would ever have to change the batteries, you just unscrew that right there. But speaking of the electronics, you have this little gray button here.
Bumblebee, at your service.
So lights up, got phrases.
Energon surge. Bumblebee, at your service.
So it might just be 2.
Energon surge.
But if you let it sit for a second,
Hey, where'd you go?
so I guess that's him going into sleep mode. After about, 15, 20 seconds, he'll just say, "Where'd you go?" And then like the lights and everything turn off. So I'm assuming that's just like a power saving functionality, but it's also kind of hilarious. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the robot mode. But honestly, I was somewhat impressed with the amount of articulation we get in the top section. It's a shame that they couldn't do anything with the legs, but when you see the functionality as part of the transformation, you'll understand why. But yeah, I think it's pretty fun. But of course, there's still a lot more we can do here. So we're going to open up the chest. We're going to bring in, I've got Optimus Primal here, willing to assist. And you just have him sit. He doesn't like lock in or anything. You just kind of have him hang out in here. But yeah, you just sit him in there and then close it up. And fits really well.
Now you're powered up. Welcome to Cyberworld. Now you're powered up.
So I don't know if that's is that a different phrase now that it thinks so? Can it detect if something's in there?
Hey, where'd you go?
See, right away, he turns off very quickly.
Welcome to Cyberworld. Energon surge.
So yeah, there you go. So, okay, so it says, "Welcome to Cyberworld Energon Surge," but then when I put someone in here, which I don't know how it knows
Hey,
that.
where'd you go?
All right, I'm coming, man. Settle down.
Bumblebee, at your service. Energon surge. Bumblebee, at your service.
So I don't know. How did I get it to do "now you're powered up"? Do I have to like sit them in this little... Oh, you know what? I wonder if there's sensors in here somehow.
Hey, where'd you go?
Because you have this kind of like little throne there. So I think if we sit this kind of in there or try to connect him to that, it doesn't really like sit in all the way.
Now you're powered up.
There must be some kind of sensor in there that when you put the figure inside, it blocks it. And that must be how...
Hey, where'd you go? Welcome to Cyberworld.
So anyway, you can see there's a lot of phrases, which I think is really neat. I like that more than I thought. The lights are fun. And of course, we have to bring his little bee friend back in. All right, we're going to let that turn off because... And that's the other thing. There's no on or off switch for this. So that's why I think it's so quick to go back into sleep mode, because there's no way to turn this off. So he's very needy. Anyway, we have the bee friend. The bee friend is decent. You know, you have this little bug head here. You have the wings. You have the stinger, which can spin around. It's basic, but, you know, it works. Looks like a bee. Take the mask off. Take the wings off. You can go ahead and put this into his hand as a little weapon. That works. You can attach the mask to either side of the head. Basically, you have this little peg right there, which is just going to kind of peg into this little spot right here on the crest. So you can put it on here, and you just have to really kind of make sure you peg it in. But then it's pretty secure. No issues there. And like I said, if you want, you can spin it around and peg it into the other side. I honestly, once it's attached, I can't tell. Like, I feel like it doesn't... There's no advantage. Like, you see a little bit of the purple peeking through if you choose this side, so it really doesn't matter. But then you're going to come around here, and there's a little connection spot. This one. And you just pop this peg onto here. And we'll do that again over here. And that kind of completes his bee look. It's not bad. I like the wings on the back. I think that's kind of cool. Reminds me of like Kickback or some one of the Insecticons. You got the bee mask. You got the gun here, the little drill weapon. It works.
Bumblebee, at your service.
I don't think it changes the sounds at all.
Now you're powered up.
So I don't know. I don't know what sets off what sounds, but it sounds like he's got like 4 or 5 sounds in this mode altogether.
Hey, where'd you go? Welcome to Cyberworld. Energon surge. Now you're
Anyway, but yeah, I like the little B mode. I think it's neat. It's a fun little extra thing. But let's go ahead. We'll get into the transformation. All right. All right, so the main step of the transformation is you're going to bend the knees here. They kind of unhook. And then as soon as you, this big tab here will depress this section, and that'll change the sounds. So
Now that's more than meets the eye.
that's fun. I love the transformation sound. So as soon as that hooks in, it does the transformation sound, and now it knows.
Hey, where'd you go?
It knows we're in vehicle mode. So then you're just going to take the arms and just kind of pop them against the sides. And they just kind of like loosely tab in. And then you're going to come to this thing on the back, and it kind of unhooks from the back. It kind of like tabs in to these two spots here when it's closed up, but then it's going to come around, and then it's going to go over the head and pop on like that. And there you go. You are transformed into the vehicle mode. It's kind of funny because I'm expecting this to be the back, because it kind of feels like this would be the back of the car, and then you'd have some longer hood of the car, but that's not the case. This is just the legs. I really wish they could have found a way to, I get with the electronics why they couldn't, but if this could have rotated 180 so that like this was the back of the car, I would have been completely fine with that if that would have just spun. And but it's fine. It's not that big a deal because this is the back. This is supposed to be the front here like this. You can still open this up and you can sit, where did I put? Now they sit in like this, and there's still plenty of space. I mean, you could probably sit any of these characters in here. I don't think there's anyone who wouldn't fit. They don't really peg in or anything, but there's just so much space in there. You can go ahead and close it up. No problem. Now if you hit the button,
I am charged up and ready to fly.
you get road sounds, driving sounds.
Fueled by Energon. I am fueled by Energon.
I think it's just those same two.
I am charged up and ready to fly.
So it rolls decently. You also have connection spots like here and here. If you have any vehicle, or I'm sorry, any weapons from like the armored cyber changers, you could connect them to these spots on the wheels. Trying to see if there's any other ports around. I guess technically here on the front, but and technically in his hands as well. Because what we're supposed to do would bring the B-friend pieces back in. Take the mask and attach it here. You can see it's the same kind of connection as on the head. So attach that on there like that. And then this is supposed to peg in here to the front. And then you just take the wings and you're just going to pop them in his hands like he's holding them, which is kind of funny. So that gives him kind of like a B vehicle mode. So you can do the regular car by itself, or you can do the B vehicle mode. It doesn't change the sounds again.
Fueled by Energon.
It can't tell when you have stuff attached. It can just tell if it's in robot mode or vehicle mode. But still pretty cool. I think that's neat. I love the transformation.
Where'd you go?
That's getting old. I love the transformation sound that it plays when you first click the legs in. And I love how, you know, it plays engine revving sounds and driving sounds in the vehicle mode, and it plays the robot phrases. So I think that part of it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's not the best vehicle mode, but honestly, I feel like, you know, it can be kind of more of a playset than just a vehicle. And I love the fact that the other characters can fit inside. And I mean, if you wanted to kind of open this up, you could easily probably stand like two of these guys in here and have them ride around. So you could almost kind of make it like a little battle station kind of a thing, which is neat. Not so much as like Scorponok, obviously, but still kind of neat. And like I said, if you have other accessories, you could even peg these around in different spots, like on the wheels. You can come up with your own combinations. Although I guess that's actually kind of cool. That reminds me of like a Motu. Wasn't there a Motu vehicle that used to do that? The like Hammerhand, or maybe that was a Thundercats. But yeah, I kind of like that. You're just like driving around, boom, take out a Decepticon, boom. That's fun. So anyway, you can do something like that. You can attach weapons or whatever to wherever these spots, whatever you can think of. Wherever there's a connection, you can make it happen. But yeah, I think this is fun. It's dumb, but it's kind of fun. So yeah, this guy is just more of the same kind of stupid fun that Cyberworld has been known for. I mean, they're not great toys, but I think they are fun toys. I mean, I don't know what causes Bumblebee to grow this large in the series, but it makes sense. He's obviously a fan favorite and just kind of become the face of the brand almost at this point, synonymous with Optimus. So, you know, they made this kind of little vehicle playset. I love that the other figures can ride inside in both robot and vehicle mode. He's got pretty decent articulation on the upper half of the body. I really didn't expect that much articulation out of him, which is cool. And the whole reason the lower half doesn't have it is to like kind of lock in that transformation because it makes the sounds change. So you sacrifice a little bit of leg articulation for like the lights and sounds gimmick, which I'm willing to do in certain instances, and certainly not in like more of a collector themed line, but that's not what this is. You know, this is just supposed to be good, dumb fun, and it definitely is. Like, I love the lights and sounds. The phrases are fun. The car sounds are fun. I love the transformation sound when you click or unclick the legs into place. The little bee friend is more fun than I thought he would be. He doesn't peg in or anything. I just kind of have him precariously perched on here. I wish there was a way he could kind of hold him in bee form. I tried to peg him into the hand, but unfortunately, like, you could kind of do it if he's facing him because that's how he holds it as a gun. But with the mask on, it kind of gets in the way, and certainly the other way to have him facing outward, the stinger gets in the way, so that's a bit of a bummer. But honestly, I think the most annoying thing about this toy is how he keeps asking me where I went, like if I let it sit for any amount of time. He's a little needy in that regard. But I think it's just because it's going into sleep mode, and I like that it goes into sleep mode because I don't want it to drain the batteries, but at the same time, that phrase I think is going to get old after a while. Not a deal breaker by any means, but just something that I think will get tiresome after a while. Now, if you're talking deal breakers, this thing is $50, which is not great, but I feel like for the size and the lights and sounds component, I don't think it's totally unreasonable. But considering how much, like, I saw Grimlock go on sale for, and I've seen Scorponok for a third of what it costs. If you want to wait on this one, there's a decent chance that it's going to go on sale or clearance because, I don't know, these bigger ones just tend not to sell as well. But if you pick it up at full price, I don't think you'll be disappointed. I think there's definitely fun to be had. The interactivity with the other toys you have in your collection, the fact that you can kind of use some of the Armored Cyberchangers accessories in certain places, and certainly any of the figures can ride inside. So like I said, there's definitely fun to be had here. It's just a question of how soon do you need it and what price are you willing to pay. But I don't think you'll be disappointed. If you've been having, like, if Cyberworld doesn't appeal to you at all, then obviously this is not for you. But if you've been having fun with Cyberworld up to this point, I think this is another one that you're really going to enjoy. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.